Hello learners, hope you enjoyed the first video of structured query language. If you have not seen it yet, go and see that first because we'll continue from that first video. We learned how to create a database, how to create a table, how to decide the data type of a variables which you insert, and then how to insert the data. Also the basics of SQL. Today we'll learn more complex things in SQL. Not very complex, as said that structured query language or SQL is very simple to learn, and this can be your first language to learn if you don't know any of the coding languages because it is the easiest. So after inserting the data, next is what? Next is filtering the data. So as we say, we filter out something, right? You all would be having water purifiers in your house, which filters the dust particles, the various things like it filters the water quality. It gives you a pure quality of water. So similar thing happens in SQL. If you want to filter the data, if you want to see some selected data based on certain condition, then that is called filtering the data. तो आप डेटा को फिल्टर कर सकते हैं. आप ये देख सकते हैं कि आपके पास कुछ ही रोज आए, सारे रोज ना आए. जैसे मान लो आपको चाहिए कि आई वांट दोज एम्प्लॉयज whose salary is greater than 5,000, so only those salaries, those employees are coming. That is how you see the filter, how you filter the data. If you want that, suppose I want to see a place like how many people are living in Mumbai. If you have like data in which people are living in all the cities of India, you want to see how many are living in Mumbai, you can filter out that data. So that is what is called filter condition, and the term which is used is where. So we, as it is again a simple English word, where this happens, then only filter that particular data. So where the price is less than 550,000, filter that. Where city is equal to Mumbai, filter that. So where clause is the one which is used for filter condition, and it is a next widely used clause after select. So select star from or select name as a name or other column names we discussed. At the end, you can put where clause, which filters the data which you want to extract. So like and or not operators also you can use. So where name is Aman or say Isha. So if that is the name, then and any of these two names you have, then it can fetch the data. If the name is if the date of if the city is Aman, if the city is Mumbai and the name is Aman, if you want both the conditions to be true, then you have to put and. So these are the logical operators which you must be knowing the basic. You can put these also with the where condition along with equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, all these values, or null and not null as well. So suppose a second example where we are using greater than and equal to is this date column. So whenever the date is after 3rd April 2022, you want to fetch all the data. So if you see this all data has the date greater than 3rd April. So there are IDs from 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. There might be IDs from 1 to 11 which are below this date, like before this date. So then it will not fetch that data. When you are filtering where the price is less than 50,000. So every price, if you see, it is less than 50,000. And what you want to fetch, only two columns, name and price. There might be like 100 columns in this data, but you want to fetch only two. आपको दो ही कॉलम चाहिए. आपको किस कंडीशन के बेसिस पे चाहिए, आपको कौन से कॉलम चाहिए और किस कंडीशन के बेसिस पे, ये दो चीजें हमें एक सिंपल वेयर क्लॉज में इट इज अ मैंडेटरी. सो ये दो चीजें वी नीड टू हैव, व्हाट कॉलम्स वी नीड एंड based on what conditions we need those columns, right? So this is all about filtering the data. Now sorting the data, as we discussed, if you want to order by, we had this statement there as well, and I gave some context. So if you want to order by price, which is the least price, right? So when you search for something on say Amazon, if you want searching for a laptop which is the least laptop, or if you are searching for hotels, sometimes you want to see the hotels where the price is less. So that is the order by price. So you sort, you get that option in the applications, right? Or you are searching any flight, you want to see which is the cheapest flight. So that is how is done by order by. So this is the uh, behind query which is running, which sorts on the basis of price. So if you see 4,900, 7,000, the price is increasing till 1,12,900. So this is the order by clause. Instead of where, you are using order by price ascending. So if you don't give ascending order, it is default ascending. So and but if you give DESC, it will be descending. So this row will come first and this row will come last, and the order will get reversed. So that is how it is given. So again, you are fetching only two columns, and but you are fetching for a particular order. So it retrieves the data in a particular order. That is the order by clause. Then ascending arrange the helps in ascending order, and DESC in a descending order. So you can combine also. You can have a where clause also and order by also. So first you have to put where and then order by at the last. So you can retrieve the data, and this is a very useful thing when you want to order in a particular, especially for the numbers or even for alphabets. If you order, so it will be A first, and if any name starts with Z, that will be at the end, right? So that is what is sorting the data using the thing called order by. And then if you don't give anything, it will be ascending by default. If you give it, it will be descending. So if you see, Logi mouse is the cheapest, 4,900, and then Apple MacBook Pro is the costliest, as we know, which is 11,900. And then there are two things at the same price, so it automatically decides and like gives these two values the next order to each other. Now, suppose you have a scenario, right? You inserted some data and by mistake you inserted that data wrong. Okay. Suppose like if there was a ID, you repeated an ID 1, you gave one item, then you have to give ID 2 for the second item. So now, or the price, say for ID 1, you gave the price as, what is the price we gave for the ID 1? Suppose that was 50,000 for the ID one earlier. Now you realize no, its price is 69,999. So what you can do? Either you delete that data, insert again, or you can just put a update statement. So update is like updating your data. So you can update your data using a update statement, and it is also very necessary when you by mistake enter some data, or there might be scenarios in which your data values change. So it can happen that okay, after 1 month I want to increase the price of my product. So at that time I can update my price in the price table, in the product table, the price can be updated. So अपडेटिंग एनी एग्जिस्टिंग रिकॉर्ड्स, सो जहाँ पे हम एक एग्जिस्टिंग रिकॉर्ड है उसको अपडेट कर रहे हैं, और या फिर हम कोई डेटा को रिमूव कर रहे हैं जो पुराना डेटा है, तो उसको बोलते हैं अपडेट. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अपडेट स्टेटमेंट. सो हियर इफ यू सी अपडेट प्रोडक्ट टेबल, व्हाट इज द टेबल नेम? अपडेट टेबल नेम सेट प्राइस इज इक्वल टू दिस, वेयर आईडी इज दिस. Select name and price from table. So if you only want to put update, this is the only statement. Then if I want to see now if the price is showing correctly, what is the new value I've given? Yes, this is just for verification or testing whether my update has worked correctly or not. So first you update and then you test these two columns with the same ID, that okay, my data is updated correctly or not. So this is the beauty of the update statement. So even if you have inserted something wrong, you can update it, or if you want to change the value according to the business, you can do that as well. Now deleting the data. Suppose if you don't want to update, you want to delete a particular record. So you want to delete a record where ID equal to 10. ID equal to 10 was there. So you can directly put delete from table name where ID equal to 10. Then you can again select and see, okay, 11 to 18 is coming, 10 is not coming. So delete statement removes that particular row only from the data. So updating and deleting the data means helps in data consistency. So your data should be consistent and accurate also. If there is some row which is not required in the data, better you delete that data rather than putting extra data, because that will take the space of your database as well, which is very important. When there are multiple people working on a project or on database, you need to be very sure that the data which you are storing is something which you require, right? If you don't need say data related to ID10, then it's better to delete. तो हम उस data को delete कर सकते हैं. Then the next thing is aggregation. Okay, so aggregation is a process of performing calculation for uh, multiple row to return a single result. Okay, so suppose if I have say salaries of 5 people, I want to see what is the total salary I'm giving to people in my company, 5 people in my company. So I can sum the salary column and I'll get one value. Suppose I've got 10,000 to one, 12 to another, 13, 14, 15, like that. If I sum all those, it will come around say 60 or 70,000 total sum. So that is like I want to see the total sum of a particular column. That is aggregating. So you can do sum, you can do average, you can count your number of employees, you can do maximum. So which employee is getting the maximum salary, which employee is getting the minimum salary. All these are the aggregation terms which you can use, right? Which is very important to use, and it can be used in terms of aggregating the data whenever you want to calculate the total, average, count, and other statistical terms which we know, right? These are the basic ones which are used most of the time, these three: sum, average, and then count, right? So these are, you can summarize your data using these are the keywords which you use. So you cannot give total, you have to give sum, then avg for average, max for, and min. So once you start using this, it will be very familiar and you can use it easily in going forward. So aggregation is essential for generating reports if you want to aggregate the data and show at once. So sum of this particular column, join these two tables. We'll study join later, but this is how you join the table on the basis of, this is just a simple join. You are joining on the basis of product ID is a column where you are joining, and you are multiplying two columns and then summing the value of multiplication of those two columns. So if you have 5 rows, you'll have 5 different rows of price into quantity, say 10 into 1, 20 into 2. So 10 plus 40 plus 50 plus 90, you'll get one value which is 836400. So this is the aggregated value of the total price into quantity which you are getting, right? Now joining the table, as we said, that next thing which we will discuss is joining the table. So joining the table हम क्यों करते हैं? ज्वाइन इसलिए करते हैं, हमारे पास एक टेबल में एक कॉलम है, दूसरे टेबल में दूसरे कॉलम है, हमको दोनों कॉलम एक जगह चाहिए, राइट? वी वांट बोथ द columns in one place, so you can join those two tables and you can get the data in one table only. So if one is having the name and one is having the category, you join these two tables on the basis of category ID. So there are types of join. Inner join is used when you are confirmed that both the tables which have that data, and if both the table will have that data, then only you show the data, otherwise don't return a particular row. So if there is a product which does not have a category, if you do a inner join, it will not give you an output. So अगर आप inner join करेंगे और आपका एक टेबल में डेटा है दूसरे में नहीं है, तो आपको डेटा रिटर्न नहीं करेगा. तो आपको ये श्योर होना चाहिए कि आपको लेफ्ट ज्वाइन करना है, इनर करना है, राइट करना है, फुल करना है. जब आप लेफ्ट ज्वाइन करेंगे तो आपका लेफ्ट टेबल में वो डेटा होना चाहिए प्रोडक्ट में. अगर कैटेगरी में नहीं हुआ तो यहाँ पे नल आ जाएगा और लेफ्ट टेबल में जो नेम है वो नेम आ जाएगा. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज फॉर द लेफ्ट ज्वाइन. देन राइट ज्वाइन में ऑपोजिट होगा. इस टेबल में अगर कैटेगरी होगी, नेम नहीं होगा, तो कैटेगरी आ जाएगी, नेम नहीं आएगा. देन फुल ज्वाइन में दोनों आ जाएगा. अगर दोनों में कुछ भी मिसिंग होगा तो बोथ द थिंग्स विल कम. सो बेस्ड ऑन योर सिचुएशन you want to do. For example, here I want to fetch only those records which has both name and category, तो हम यहाँ पे inner join use कर रहे हैं. That is the importance of using inner join. So it is used to build complex query for advanced data analysis. There can be not only complex, the simple query. So this is a very simple query on inner join. So now this is the product table. You can even give a alias to this table as A and this table as B. So you can put A dot category ID, which will mean product table का you are fetching category ID column, और यहाँ पे उसी column का नाम ID है. That column can have a different name, ID है. So B dot ID over here. So this will join on these two columns and then it will give you these two results. You are fetching only the name from the first and second. You are not fetching the ID, but you are using the ID column to join two data. So that is how you can join very large table, and you can understand the relationship between the tables also, and it is very essential for accurate data retrieval. Okay. Now the next is subquery. So subquery is something inside, we learned the simple query, select from, where, or order. Now if inside a query you want to put another query, that is called a subquery. So it is also called as nested query, embedded one query within the another. As I said, if there is, this is one query which is embedded inside the first query, then it is a subquery. So it is useful for filtering, aggregating the results. Subquery can impact the query performance when dealing with large data set. So if you want to put a very large data set, if you have like say 1,000 values, you cannot type all the values here. Rather, you pull those 1,000 values from another query, and then all those 1,000 value will come inside this in, and it will fetch the result for the outer query. So this is the inner query and this is the outer query. So to use or pull the data from a very large data set, a subquery is used, and that is how you need to use it very judicially. If you are having only 5 values, it is recommended that you put those 5 values rather than pulling the data from a very large data set. Always ensure that the subqueries return the expected result before impeding in the main query. So you need to test those values whenever you are returning a particular value. So here I want to see the ID where the name is electronics. Okay. So I got a ID, particular ID where the name is electronic, and for that electronic I want to see what is the name and the price of that particular product. So I pull the ID from here, that I put in category ID column, which is not shown anywhere in the output, because in output I want only the name and price. So for a particular category ID where it is electronic, I am pulling all the products. So there is only one product which is Sony 15-inch TV, which is for 89,925. So this is how you use the data. So as I said, this inner query is used when you want to fetch a very large data, but this is just for your sample. So it has only one record, but generally there might be like hundred or thousands of records which you cannot put over here, or you don't know the category, what is the category ID for electronics table. So if you want to pull it from one table and then use it as a एज अ वैल्यू फॉर अनदर टेबल आउटसाइड। तो इसको हम वैल्यू की तरह यूज कर रहे हैं। अगर ये कैटेगरी आईडी सपोज 10 आया, तो 10 किसके लिए, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक के लिए। तो 10 कैटेगरी आईडी आया, 10 आईडी के लिए इस टेबल प्रोडक्ट टेबल में नेम और प्राइस क्या है वो निकाला हमने। सो दैट इज हाउ यू आर यूजिंग द सब क्वेरीज। सो आई होप यू ऑल enjoyed these concepts of SQL. These are very important concepts, and SQL is used not only in data analysis, it is now even started being used in data science as well. There are things like Oracle, Teradata, and then even Amazon Azure, which are using the like PySpark and those things, which have the basic as SQL only, and these concepts remain same everywhere. There can be a difference of syntax of 5%, but if you have learned these basic concepts of SQL, 90% of your concepts are clear, and it will be same everywhere, whether it is Oracle, Teradata, PySpark, Spark, anything. SQL, the basic theory remains the same. That is the beauty. So all of these concepts are very important. Do revisit these videos if you find them interesting. Hope you all are enjoying these videos. Do comment your feedback, and if something, if you want extra or in a different way, do let us know your comments. We'll definitely try to incorporate that and put in your email ID if you require these presentations for your future. In the next class, we'll discuss about some of the live problem solvings for SQL. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you for all your love and subscribing and commenting for the videos. Thank you.